Hi, this is Eric Dunavant with Dunavant Wealth Group, the Dunavant Wealth Recap for May 2012. Well, it finally happened. After 3 straight months of going up, the U.S. equity markets were down about 0.6% for the month of April. It was the first month that we've seen things down this year, and international markets followed behind, down about 1.8%. On the economic front, we continue our theme of muddle through. Good news, then some bad news. On the bad news front, we had a weaker than expected gross domestic product report, came in at about 2.2%. Durable goods were down 4.2% for the month of April. The previous month they were up, and the month before that they were down, so kind of a seesaw. Spain saw their debt downgraded, was the second quarter of negative economic growth seen in the UK, and it certainly looks like the UK is back in recession. On the good news front, jobless claims are still below 400,000 here in the U.S., and with 1 month of earnings down, 74% of companies that have reported have beaten earnings, even though it was off of some lowered expectations. Going forward, we still have some uncertainty. What happens in Europe with the U.S. budget? Where do oil prices go? And the election looming in November. We'll be watching. In this month's news or noise, I want to spend a little bit of time talking about Spain because it's in the news. And why is it so important? Well, it's part of the euro, but it has a bigger influence than Greece, which is why it's been getting some attention. What happened in Spain is they saw a lot of growth off of the housing market, but it was a bigger bubble than in the U.S. It's been estimated that Spaniards invested as much as 79% of their wealth into housing. To kind of give you an idea of the scope and what that means, in Spain, they built a new home for every person they added to the population. For comparison, in the U.S., we added about 2.5 people to our population for every home we built. At its peak, it's also been estimated that 13% of the Spanish population was working in the construction industry. Compare that to 5.5% at the peak in the U.S. Current unemployment in Spain is about 24%, very high, and housing is having trouble finding a bottom. Wages have been coming down. The job market is not creating new jobs to replace those, and an aging population is net sellers of homes, and there's not enough younger people to turn around and buy them. The other issue is that Spaniards cannot simply walk away from their home like some people have done here in the U.S. The banks can and will come after additional assets that you have. And typically, the way that a country would get themselves out of an issue like this would be to devalue their currency. Well, Spain is tied to the euro. That's not an option for them right now. The real question comes down to how long can Germany and the rest of the euro continue to help countries like Spain and Ireland and some of those others without some structural changes to the euro. I think it's important to keep watching, and we'll see what happens. This month's true wealth tip, there's a lot of uncertainty on what's going to happen with the estate tax laws. But don't forget to take advantage of annual gifting. We know right now what's available there. Annual gifting is good for giving education funding, for giving an inheritance right now, or to just simply make gifts to those that you love. Each individual has the ability to give $13,000 annually. There's no reporting and no taxes to be paid. I'd encourage you to take advantage of that. If you know anyone who would benefit from receiving videos like this, would you pass this on to them? We'd love to share the information that we're sharing with you with your friends. And as always, we pray for our clients on a daily basis here. If there's any prayer requests, would you send those into our office? We'd love to pray over anything that's going on in your life. Securities are offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice is offered through Dunavant Wealth Group, a division of Cardia Planning LLC, a registered investment advisor, and a separate entity from LPL Financial. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you again next month.